You say one word, I say amazing. You say one word, I say amazing.
You know, the more and more evidence that I find when it comes to Lahaina, Maui, the more it hurts. You know, when you realize that there's not much you could do, it hurts. I mean, one can say, oh, well, we'll just donate. But we don't know where our money's going. We can't trust these donation centers. Folks, let's continue to pray for Maui, the people of Maui. And when I say pray for them, of course we want things to get better. But when I say pray for them, I mean, pray that they have the strength to endure. Pray that they have the strength to endure what's coming up next. After looking at, what I just saw, and I'll play it. I'm going to be playing it for you guys too. It sucks. Because we're thinking about the people of Maui. Well, guess what? The same thing can happen to us. And I won't be surprised if they start doing this more frequently. Welcome, Drew Rinker. Good to have you with us. Well, I want to start with this video. And I want you guys to pay close attention. So let me pause my background music.
Oprah Winfrey investigated for the Maui fire? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look about why people are asking for Oprah Winfrey to be investigated for the Maui, Hawaii fires, and many more things that are going on behind the scenes that will leave you either raising your eyebrow or pointing your finger.
Hey, Jenny, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Be sure to watch until the very end to see some things you certainly will not want to miss.
And at some point, I will make a major donation after all of the smoke and ashes have settled here and we figure out what the rebuilding is going to look like. This is going to be a long and difficult process.
Oprah has been one of the top trending topics on Twitter this week, and we're looking into why that is. Let's start off with Matt Wallace's viral tweet that said, Oprah Winfrey has been buying up land in Maui like crazy. A 520-acre plot for $3.89 million this year, 330 acres for $2.47 million, two 10-acre swaths of land for $100,000 each last year. In the last few years, she has gone from about 100 acres of land in Maui to over 1,000 acres. Then, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a fire comes and destroys many homes near her, but her land remains untouched. Sound familiar? In 2017, an extremely deadly fire destroyed many homes near Oprah's Montecito mansion, but her property remained untouched. After 2017, Oprah continued expanding her land in Montecito to over 70 acres, including buying a 4-acre complex in 2019 that was destroyed by mudslides only a few weeks after that 2017 fire. Wake up! Oprah's CBS media crew was denied entry into a Hawaiian wildfire shelter. However, someone inside captured footage of Oprah handing out supplies for displaced Maui residents.
He came.
We know that's just for publicity. You know, they had to capture that and show Oprah supposedly helping them. Come on. It's all publicity.
Hi. Oh. I had a question for you. If I needed to find somebody, how would I do that?
Now, Wallace also tweeted, locals in Maui were refusing to sell their land to the elites. The part of the island mainly destroyed by the fires was prime area right next to lavish mega mansions. Now, a lot of those locals are forced to sell their land, and many tragically died in the flames. Oprah Winfrey has a luxury mansion in Maui. It's completely fine. Jeff Bezos has a luxury mansion in Maui. It's completely fine. Lady Gaga has a luxury mansion in Maui. It's completely fine. Bill Gates has a luxury mansion in Maui. It's completely fine. Morgan Freeman has a luxury mansion in Maui. It's completely fine. Will Smith has a luxury mansion in Maui. It's completely fine. Julia Roberts has a luxury mansion in Maui. It's completely fine. How did the fire know to avoid the most expensive mansions?
I mean, forgive me for laughing, but I'm not laughing because of that, but I'm sort of laughing because of how crazy this is. They're all completely fine. All those rich people, their homes are completely fine. And this guy's right. How did the fire know to avoid the most expensive mansions? Come on, people. Wake up.
Wake up! There are many theories circulating as to what exactly happened in Maui, with evidence pointing to the fact that it could have been people with government ties. On the other end, there are also allegations that this was actually done by people who didn't want tourists in Hawaii, natives of Hawaii who want to try to get rid of the rich people who are taking all of the oceanfront land. Another theory is that this was a land grab by the wealthy.
So what I think is going on in Hawaii is exactly what's going on in Alberta. They're land grabs. Hawaii is very small, has a small amount of land available, especially for millionaires and billionaires that have houses in these areas that want to keep building. So the easiest way, instead of offering people money for their homes, is to just burn the entire place down and pretty much burn people out of their area. They did that in Alberta here to try and get people into 15-minute cities, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing in Maui. Now, why am I saying that? Well, I
try not to get angry when I'm hearing stuff like this, because it just shows how twisted and evil the elites in our government are. In case you didn't know already, now you know.
did a video on the Epstein flight log list, exposed everybody that was on the flights, And I also put up classified documents that were from the Ghislaine Maxwell court case, and then I even put up her flight logs. So not just Epstein's flight logs, but her flight logs that were released in court as well. People went absolutely wild. The video went super viral. Some people were super mad at me because their movie stars were on Epstein Island. But if
I think that is so ridiculous. That is so ridiculous how there's actually people who are angry because their celebrity was on the list of Epstein Island. You see how brainwashed the majority are? Like, what did these celebrities do for you but entertain you? What do they do for you? They don't give you the shirt off their back. They don't help you with your rent. They're over here asking people for money. These filthy rich people are asking the normal people for money when they're filthy rich. It's sick.
you look at the correlation of the people who are on Epstein Island and the people who own houses on Maui, you're going to see a huge correlation. And these people do not stop at anything, and they want more land so they can keep building their entire houses bigger. Now, the only reason I know this is I went to Hawaii, I think 13 years ago, and talking to the locals, they were all complaining about the same thing. Overdevelopment, developers coming in and trying to take homes of regular people for way under the asking price, and then building like multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar hotels, homes on that land. So what people started doing is they won't take any offer from any developer. So what's another way of getting people off of their land is to burn it, scorch it, or make it literally non-livable on. And I think that's what's happening in Hawaii. Whether it was done on purpose with DEWs or, you know, other forms of silent weapons, or if it was done by one of these NPC crazy people who believe in global warming.
There's a lot of people who don't know what DEWs are. I'm not surprised. The majority. DEWs are direct energy weapons. So, just FYI.
Yet they don't really understand that the billionaires and the millionaires are still taking private jets. They have cruise ship size private yachts. They're not stopping eating meat. They're not stopping flying around the world. So, I mean, you know, there's a bunch of people out there that will believe the agenda and then try and push it. But I think this is a lot deeper, kind of like in Alberta. And I truly feel for the people in Hawaii.
Daniel Zek shared this tweet that said, "From what I'm gathering, lots of Maui residents believe the fire was a deliberate attack and land grab by the U.S. government, ultimately backed by the WEF and its plans for Agenda 2030, snatching sacred land from sacred people under the guise of environmental protection and conservation, moving populations towards specified urban centers." Now, take a look at this viral tweet and video. This fire thing on Maui doesn't add up. How did all the boats on the water burn as well, and there's a perfect circle of fire around the city? Let's take a look at the included video. Take a real close listen to what Governor Josh Green of Hawaii had to say about the fire.
It does appear like a bomb and fire went on. It does appear like a bomb and fire went on. Be a new Lahaina in its own image, its own values. But it's going to be billions of dollars.
Another thing, what are the chances that the police chief of Maui, John Pelletier, just so happened to be the incident commander for the Las Vegas shooting in 2017? Food for thought. A Hawaii fire survivor and a first-hand witness spoke out saying this was not a natural disaster.
This was not a natural disaster. This was a direct energy attack on the people and the place of Maui. If you know what lives there, what descendants live there, you know why. And you know why it happened on 8/8. They came in and they took control. There were trees standing and the buildings gone. This system, this weather system, came in from the mountains, from the east. That does not happen. They were not telling people anything. They were not letting people in to help. And they were letting people go in to get burned alive. There were people burning alive in the streets. There were people dead in the water. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of people that died. What they're telling you in the news is not true, and I lived it firsthand.
There certainly seems to be quite a number of people uploading videos with similar messages.
I live on Maui. The media is lying and or covering up the extent of the damage and the death count. I personally know people that are telling me the death and destruction is way worse than we're being told. I am witnessing the cover-up by the media firsthand.
Okay, so what does President Joe Biden have to say about the Maui fire? Well, reporters nearly gasped as Joe Biden ran from their questions about the rising count of Americans dead from the Maui wildfire disaster. Biden was asked about the devastating Maui fires, and he replied with no comment.
The Hawaii response, Mr. President?
Thousands displaced, 2,200 structures destroyed, 96 confirmed dead, and this number is expected to rise into the thousands. Endless billions for Ukraine, including $200 million more today, but President Joe Biden doesn't even have a comment for Maui. Joe Biden spent the weekend at the beach, while Kamala Harris spent it in Martha's Vineyard.
Mr. President, are you going to take...
Yep, there's your president. He's having a bike ride.
on Maui?
Can you come talk about Maui? Can you come talk about Maui, Mr. President?
Another disturbing video circulated showing the withholding of pallets of donations to Maui fire victims.
The government withholding every single one of our donations because we are not a part of FEMA and Red Cross. So none of this is eligible for giving out. Tell me why. I have no freaking clue.
There will be plenty more updates to come, but in the meantime...
That's one thing that gets me is why? What's wrong with the people helping each other out? How would that, in any way ruin their agenda? Like, maybe one of you guys can explain it, but that's one thing that kind of confused me. Like, what the heck?
Meantime, which theory do you personally believe to be true? Was this a true natural wildfire that devastated Maui, Hawaii?
All right. I'm going to go through a couple of more videos. So I wanted to play a clip for you guys. The clip in this video.
You're so concerned about what's happening in Maui that you somehow managed to hire a private firefighting team to protect your land before the fires started. You're so concerned about what's happening in Maui that instead of taking some of that land and housing even a small portion of those displaced people, you've hired a private security team to keep them off your land. You're so concerned about Maui that you simply haven't had time to denounce any of the shady real estate deals which are robbing people of everything they have, like the ones you were involved in that helped you acquire that land for pennies on the dollar of what it was actually worth. You're so concerned about Maui that instead of taking what would amount to a year's salary for you and 4 or 5 of your billionaire friends, which could be used to rebuild the entire place in a matter of months, you're jumping on social media and asking the American public, most of whom can't afford to pay their rent right now, to do it for you. You're so concerned about Maui that it's more important that you get social media points than that you help.
And the public refuted it.
Dwayne Johnson and Oprah Winfrey is asking for donations for the Hawaii fire. Do the rich people stay rich by taking from the poor? Let me explain. No thank you, Dwayne Johnson and Oprah Winfrey. Y'all billionaires want donations from people that can't afford to buy milk or sugar. Kiss my ass. I was at the store a week ago. I had to help this lady buy a loaf of bread because her card declined. So that's who you asking to donate. Leave the poor alone and go and ask some of your rich friends. And then y'all laugh at the end of the video.
All the people who were calling me and texting me and messaging me and saying, what do I do? What do I do? This is what you do.
You know.
The People's Fund of Maui.
What the is funny? People can't even buy syrup for their pancakes. Don't even think
Welcome, Loyal Tangi. Good to have you with us, brother.
about no butter. People can't even buy milk for their cereal. Kids gotta put water on their Cheerios. People is eating peanut butter sandwiches because they can't afford no jelly. The rich stay rich from taking away from the poor.
I mean, just think about it, guys, right? These folks in Lahaina, they're probably living a decent life, had a good job. Some of them even good careers, and then out of nowhere, it's all taken away from them. Just like that. And not just that, the death toll, the amount of people who died. So not only was it taken away from them, but some of the people, unfortunately, died. This is the world we live in, guys.
If you really want to help Hawaii, use your own money.
How about the residents of Maui?
We couldn't even have our pastor come in and ask us if we need.
This is the clip I was talking about. You hear what she says? They couldn't even let their pastors come in to pray. Why wouldn't you let the pastor come in to pray for them? Why wouldn't the government want that? Think about it, guys. And this is why I named the title of this live stream, Let's Keep the People of Maui in Prayer. And like I said, let's pray for them to endure. If you want to pray for these people, pray that they have the strength to endure what is coming. I'd like to pray for them that everything will get better, but I know the world we live in. So, hopefully you know what I mean. But yeah, why didn't they let the pastor come and pray for them? Think about that, guys.
Need prayer in the very beginning, but Oprah could come in. Who is she? Who is
Exactly.
she? They said, oh, she knows the governor. We didn't need her in there in Bowen High.
She said it. She said the truth. Who is she? Exactly. What is she doing there? What is she going to do to help out? She's not going to do nothing. Matter of fact, she's there to take away. She's there to take away from you guys.
Get her out. We don't know. We also don't need people like Kai Nishiki telling tourists don't come to Maui. Because some of us, thousands of us, work in the hotel industry. They pay our mortgage. They give us our medical. And the medical, besides the county, is pretty good for somebody old like me. So don't go tell tourists don't come Maui because...
When I was watching this was really pissing me off. And it really hurts. I look at this, this woman, this old woman, and the first thing I thought about was my mom. I support my Polynesians. I support everybody. But that's the first person I thought about was my mom. Listening to this woman speak, imagine if this was your mom. Breaking down, letting the people know that this was all an agenda.
Because you're not speaking for us, the working people. You're speaking for yourself. Lahaina going to be the first satellite city. Well, hey, Jeff Bezos, you got what you wanted. Oprah, you got what you wanted. And the guy who owns the nut, you got what you wanted.
That is so sad. She has no choice but to say that. Jeff Bezos, you got what you wanted. Oprah, you got what you wanted. That is sad. These filthy rich people, elites, they are some type of evil. The fact that they can just keep a smile on their face pretending that they're helping is disgusting. Hey Tala, your theory about Little Season fits perfectly with so much deception going on today. Like, the entire industrial period was a grand scale plan to redo the realm and take away all. Yeah. By the way, that's not even my theory. You know, there's so many other people out there, you know, who you can thank, who I came across when it comes to this information. So yeah, bro. Thank you, man.
It's all over. That's what happened. We need help in Lahaina. Who's going to come now and ask us, can I pray for you, Auntie?
Thank you.
Can I help you with your paperwork? Because all we got so far was $700 and we don't know who to call or anything.
$700. That is what Biden signed for. $700. I don't care what anybody says. That is a slap in their face. That's like, yeah, we're gonna burn everything down. We're gonna even kill a few hundred of you guys. And here goes some chump change. Do what you do. Do what you can. Bye. Complain all you want. We're gonna get what we want. That's the elites. They don't care. They don't give a damn. They don't. Not one bit. As a matter of fact, they wish we were dead. They would rather wish we could just die sometimes, depending on their agenda.
It's culturally insensitive in that zone.
Okay, thank you very much.
That city council, they went off. To give an idea of...
So, let me play this other video with this other lady. She's speaking facts.
Think of this as numbers for buildings, for money. What about the people? What about the families that have been destroyed by this fire? And for the record, I will say this. It was not a natural disaster. This emergency proclamation is a fall.
You hear that? The locals are waking up. They're waking up. You guys heard it. You guys heard it yourself.
This fire. And for the record, I will say this. It was not a natural disaster.
Nope.
This emergency proclamation is a fall. And let me tell you why. Because all of the hearings you hear, all of the testimony you hear, all of the social media you hear, it connects the dots to what's happening in Lahaina. Lahaina was our first United Kingdom capital. Funny how all the common people were taken out in one fell swoop of a fire. Fire department, police department on Maui did nothing to get those people out. In fact, they blocked roads. And I can say that with a fact because the people in Lahaina testified to.
That's what's crazy, man. To have people on the inside on it too. I'm sure that some of those firefighters and, you know, cops and police officers, you know, emergency standby and all that, I'm sure they were all locals for the most part. I'm sure they were raised in Lahaina. And for them to turn their back on their own people for a little bit of money, or whatever it is that they signed or accepted from the government, to not act or respond to that event.
To that. The sad thing that I have right now in my hand is this court document. You should not be having this meeting because it was filed. You should not be talking about Lahaina here as it was stated before. Where's the mayor of Maui? Even though this is a housing issue.
Loyal Tanji says, in a way, it has a benefit. People figuring out this junk is all on purpose and planned, and stopping celebrity worship. Yeah. Yep.
That's the island he represents. I'm shaking right now. Because I look at this, and if some of you are here really fighting for the people, mahalo. Speak up. Don't be afraid of the rest of the people here. Speak up. Mahalo, Tita. That's our people. And if this is just a money issue for you guys, get out of your seat. Please. Nani, you speak about talking to the people. Hold a meeting in Lahaina Civic Center or wherever they have room for, and hear the people, hear their stories, hear their heartbreak, hear their demise. You can turn that off because I'm not going to end until I end. And I'm not being disrespectful. You cannot limit the people's voice to 3 minutes.
Yep.
This is devastation. From the day that fire...
You tell them, Auntie.
...went on here in Honolulu and all the other islands, the people are the ones who got the donations to them. The water, the food, the clothing. Guess what? Coast Guard, FEMA, trying to stop us from going in. While the people inside Lahaina is suffering. Yes, we found other ways to get them there. And I could go on with the people who showing themselves on social media. The celebrities, the president. Come on. He couldn't even pronounce names correctly. Why was he here? A photo op or truly for the people? You folks here should be asking the people what they need. Not the representatives sitting in state legislature. The people. Unfortunately, and I'm going to read this real quick, and this goes to the Housing Authority. Local authority housing or council housing is housing you can live in that is owned by the local authority. No, it should be owned by the people. You have to apply for local authority housing. Your council will assess your needs and decide if you are high priority. Every person in Maui is a high priority right now. There is tons of land in Maui. Why move them to the Big Island? Now you stress Big Island people. Now you take away from Big Island people. There are Maui people who came to Honolulu. I have a friend in here right now, Jessica, who housed Maui people. But yet we got no help. We got no help from the government. But that's how we do in Hawaii. We help. We take care. Correct, as Al said, malama. Please don't make this a job, which all of you obviously have, besides those that are really trying to fight for the people. Make this your mission to get these people back on their feet. There's been lots of so-called celebrities saying that they're giving $100 million, all these millions of dollars. Where's the money? The money should not be going into Hawaii Community Foundation.
Exactly. This is what I was telling you guys, the previous stream that I did. With all those so-called donations that these celebrities said that they've donated, the Hawaiian people haven't seen any of it. It's all lies. All lies. They didn't give a cent.
Or any other foundation. That money should be going directly to the people. Do you know that with that $100 million, you can bring in lumber? And all the people who lost their homes, I guarantee you, majority of the men were construction workers. They can go in. Hawaiian Homestead, I'm on the list. I'm on the top of the list. Hawaiian Homestead, they do a self-help building, which lessens their mortgage. Why not do that? Pull these guys in. Bring their morale back up because they just lost everything. They can help their community build. See, you guys think inside the box. We're thinking outside the box. It's not about money. It's not about money laundering. It's not about taking money from one program to the other so that you guys can collect the money. Take the money out of the limelight and put the people. The sad thing is, and I'm going to say this even though this might not directly deal with you folks, the officials on Maui have not yet thought about the people. They are thinking about backtracking, backpedaling, name gaming. They're blaming each other. So people are getting fired. People are resigning because the top of the line, the top of the chain, refuse to take responsibility. This is not about, oh, we're going to make a memorial. I wish he was here because I would tell him to his face. Lahaina is not about making a memorial. I saw on so much social media that the banyan tree was more important than the people. It's a tree. Yes, it is something that's been there for decades, but guess what? In a couple more decades, another tree will be there for a couple decades. It's not about making a memorial for the people. You want to do a memorial? Help the people rebuild. Get up on you guys' feet and move. Listen to the people because you know what? Our people have so much good ideas. And they're willing to put their hands.
You know, listening to this woman speak, I want to put my faith in it, what she's saying, in hopes that, they will possibly recover from all that has happened. Something's telling me that it's not going to get any better. And I hate to say that. But this is why I said to keep the people in your prayers. And pray that they have the strength to endure.
Back on there and help. Allow them to do it. Don't sit here in a round table and make decisions for the majority because you are very much the minority. And I am willing to sit at this table with you guys like the rest of us who are in this room right now and many more who are on the screen. Many more from Big Island, from Maui, from Kauai, from Honolulu, and even from Molokai. I have family in Molokai as well. Soon as the fire went on, I called. Get venison, dry it, send it over to Maui. That's how Kanaka Maoli runs. We live off the land. I myself prefer Safeway, but we live off the land. Open the doors, Nani. Open the doors. You know right now you are targeted because of what they see what's going on. Open.
And the look on her face is like, I'm sorry, but can't do it. Can't do much. Sad.
Right now you are targeted because of what they see what's going on. Open the doors. Let the people speak. Let the people do. I grew up in housing. Halava housing to be exact. Don't put the people back into a poverty level. They're emotionally and mentally, they're already beat because of this fire. You throw them into a little town in housing, you are the one who's going to make their demise. They will have no hope. That's why we stand here in Honolulu. And I agree with the sentiment. This meeting should not be here. It should be in Maui. From the people, stop making meetings last minute. Because the people couldn't fly from Maui. They don't have money. Everything was lost. Bring it back to where the travesty is. That's on Maui.
Understand.
I have no problem flying up to Maui. My family is from Maui. Like every other Kanaka, we get family on every single island. Mahalo, Tita, for fighting for the people. You have no idea how much that means for one person to stand up in front of all of this and stand for the people. Many, many Keiko, his blessings on you. Think of this as
That is so sad. Man. Well, it's the world we live in, guys. And yeah, Jenny, they are all evil. All of them. The governor and police chief have only been there a short time. Totally placed in position. Wow. When I saw the first version of the Gregorian calendar, 1582, I realized that the month was October, and after 4th October, there was 15th. Wow, interesting. That was the point when I felt, nah man, something huge is off, and all the official narrative they have is that while converting from Julian calendar to Gregorian calendar, they had to compensate by removing the 10 days in between. Interesting. Official narrative, not convinced. Well, folks, be looking out for a video that I will be uploading. Okay? I was going to react to it, but I'm starting to feel uncomfortable right now and just need to get in bed. But this video will trip you guys out. I'll probably play a little bit of it so you guys know what I'm talking about. But keep in mind the comments that are displaying. I tried my best to
This is Smoking Motorsports.
Right here. So I tried my best to split this in two so that you guys could read the comments while the video is right here. So I sort of chopped it off top so there could be some room. But I'll play a little bit of it. So check this out. And by the way, the video is titled Secret Hidden Tunnels Found 300 Below Maui, Hawaii.
We got Red and Binford right here. We're reporting with side pipes in Wisconsin. This is side pipes. Wisconsin's in here. This is Wisconsin. We're in this big generator thing. Freshwater pump. Freshwater pump of some kind. We're going to take an elevator downstairs. 37-inch pipe. Let's get the gist of this building. Work around this thing. This is the elevator we're going down in.
You're supposed to check some cover.
Yeah, so it says right here, check elevator motor cover before using.
So see, I hope you guys can read the comments, because the person who screenshotted this, by the way, this video was shared by one of my moderators, Chad Jones. So appreciate you sending this video to me. So yeah, like I said, I hope you guys could read the comments here. So
That's badass right there. That fucker is spinning.
you see that? That comment right there? This made me think they could certainly hide 1,000 children somewhere. 14 buses were unaccounted for. There's something nefarious about the whole thing. This other comment says, every major city in the US has massive underground infrastructure, even more complex and bigger than this. There are trucking tunnels that span the entire US. Wow. Crazy that YouTube puts this in my recommended today. I didn't know there were tunnels like this in Maui. Need to re-explore this. Yeah, same here. Who would have thought a small island would have these underground tunnels? So, yeah, guys, look out for that video. I'm going to upload it so you guys could watch it on your own time. Very, very sad indeed. Yes, praying God gives you strength, Al. Love you too, bro. But, thank you guys all for sticking around. Let's keep each other in prayer. And as always, you guys be safe out there. Be blessed. Until next time.
You say one word, I say amazing. You say one word, I say amazing.